the things I got to do earlier done, so I'm good. Yeah, I had some errands to do, and I had some prep work for my debate. But I can do most of that. I can do most of my prep work tomorrow, which is good. Oh, there you are. Because
What?
I'm the kind.
Why'd you post a video of me on without asking?
We were already live. Sorry, I guess I didn't. I just assumed that you'd be okay with it, but I guess I should have asked.
Just normally one would ask.
All right, I apologize. I can take it down if you want.
I don't care, but I mean, like, it's odd to not like bring that up, like.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, it'd be common courtesy says I should have. I should have.
Well, it's not just common courtesy; it's also professionalism,
Well, they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna run a channel like that, that's something you should probably know. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's just it's like.
I know. Yeah, I usually do that. I mean, I guess I've been with so many people that that it just happens that I forget. Like, oh yeah, this is someone I haven't talked to before about stuff. I should probably run it by him before. But yeah, habits. But yeah, you're right. It's not professional and it's not courteous. So for that, I apologize.
Well, I mean, what are you doing for? Is it like you have followers? What's the deal?
No, I think I'm just trying to promote engagement. That's what I'm trying to do.
Promote engagement. So you're just okay. Because I looked at your channel. It doesn't look like you have too many guests on there or any.
Well, I'm trying, but I mean, I've been more a guest than a host. I just started within the last couple of weeks of being on this side of this chair, if you will, being the producer and the producer of my own content. I mean, more concerted effort. I produced my own content before, but I'm doing it in a more concerted way now.
Okay. What are your goals? What are you trying to do? You're just trying to. I mean, who watches your channel? Because it doesn't look like you have too many followers. And it's, so like, what's your plan?
I got my plan. My goal with my YouTube channel. I have a couple of things that there are kind of streaming ideas where I want it to go. First is like I just said, one of the goals of my channel is just simply to promote engagement, and by that I mean just have conversations with people of the same or differing ideologies, worldviews, philosophies, and so on that are contrary to mine or aligned with mine. It's mostly just like the free exchange of ideas and free expression of ideas and thoughts. More or less, that's my goal, my YouTube channel. But also, just because I am trying to put a concerted amount of effort in, I do eventually hope to get my channel monetized. Now, I've been accused of doing what I do on social media because of money, but the truth of the matter is, I've never made any. I have not made one penny.
I know that your numbers.
Anything. I don't know. No. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it to you. I'm saying it to other people. Like, I've never made a cent on social media.
Okay, well, I've looked at your stuff, and I'm like the only person that you just threw up on the, like.
No, so, you're not. No, you're not.
On your Twitter space.
Twitter's no. There's other people I put on there too, not just you.
Well, I mean, why? I mean, how? It's just.
I put Peter from Netherlands. I put on somebody from the other part, Midwest. I put on the other day. Yeah, Cam from Virginia. I put on the other day.
No offense, but like, how would you ever? It just seems it's just so weird to do that without asking someone. I don't know. I don't care. But,
well, okay.
I mean, I care that you didn't ask. I think that was bizarre, and that kind of like just I don't know, sets a weird precedent. Like makes me I don't know.
I understand.
It affects the way one would think of you.
Sure. No offense. No, none taken.
So, and impressions matter.
Agreed.
So
what would you, where would you like to take this conversation, bud?
it's up to you, man.
Well, you're the guest, so I'd like to throw it to you, but yeah, because, well, no, I mean, this is like, I've just termed I think I've called this just conversation with Bud. So I'm allowing this conversation to go wherever the hell we want it to go.
Oh.
I have no how do you say, I have no inclination or proclivity or where I want to take this conversation. So yeah, if you want to, no, yeah, okay. First, 4 people here, so I'm just gonna try to keep a bit of an eye on the comment section because
Sure.
last
So
time
why when I initially contacted you, I just said, I'm down to debate. Why'd you come so hard? Like, if a Christian should be somewhat of
I think it's just like sometimes I just get in a bit of a mood and I just get a little snarky on Twitter.
Sure. Everyone does.
Yeah, I
But,
apologize for that.
No,
Yeah.
I don't care. Fuck.
I think you care more than you were willing to concede, buddy.
Oh no, I think it's fun. I enjoy friendly banter. Not
Yeah.
friendly.
So what kind, like, do you, like, when you say debate,
I
do you want
enjoy,
to no, let me
combative.
let me finish. When you say debate, do you want to do like formal debate, informal debate? Like what kind of format are you looking for?
Oh no, you had claimed essentially that you just were running circles around atheists, and I just thought that was kind of quite the claim to make.
Well, I think that's a little bit. Are you talking about my gift from the other day? When I said
that's when I first contacted you. I said, yeah.
I haven't assaulted. Adam. Okay, let's put this up. So you can you see you can see the visual under my name, right?
Thoughts on assaulting minors?
Exactly. I haven't assaulted minors.
Why is that on there?
Because he's being an idiot.
So my thoughts on assaulting minors? Well, that's a crime.
It's wrong. It's a crime. Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, what the fuck type of question is that? What are you asking, Adam?
Exactly. That's well said. That's well said, bud. What the fuck kind of question is that? I know what he's talking about, but he's just being an idiot. Do you want to hear the story? Do you want to hear the story?
Go for it.
Okay, so if you obviously know what the euphemism of perfect storm is, right? What it means? Pardon?
Storm? Who doesn't know what perfect storm? The 8-year-old knows what perfect storm means.
Okay, so basically, I've had like a lot of different people being lippy to me over the last couple of weeks, and I was sleep deprived, and a teenager came in, and the very McDonald's that I'm sitting in right now. Bud, you got to listen more and when I'm talking, all right? I don't interrupt you when you talk, and I respect a little bit of reciprocity that way, all right? So, anyways, so last Thursday, not like a couple days ago, but the Thursday before that, there was a hockey game in my town, and some teenagers from the hockey game came in this location, and about half of them being drunk. One came in with actually a Bud Light in his hand in a McDonald's restaurant. It wasn't open, but anyways, he was drunk and he was going up to one of his buddies and said, "Hey, someone called me small. Who called me small? Who called me small?" So I validated the kid who wasn't small. He was like 5'8", 5'9", which is like average height for a guy. I said, "Buddy, it's just your height. Like, who cares?" Like, I'm validating him, right? Like, I'm just trying to help him out. And he's like, and he starts giving me like, "Ooh, the F do you think you are? Let me go outside right now. I'll kick your effing ass." And so I basically walked and then ran to him. I threw One swing missed. He ducked. I went from behind him. I put him in a hold like this for about 3 seconds. Let him go, and that's what they're saying that I assaulted him.
Well, where are all the comments? Why aren't I seeing the comments? I want to see what Adam said. I asked him a question.
Yeah, that was the story, and that was a minor, not minors, Adam.
Well, why am I not seeing the? I want to see the text. I want to see what these people are saying. You said 4 people are listening.
Okay, this is the only text that's been put on the live stream so far.
All right, tell them to ask another.
Yeah, ask another, Adam. I told the story. You heard the story. Now you're being an idiot. So you're welcome to stop being an idiot. That would be appreciated.
And how old are you to be? How old are you to be attacking kids like that, man?
Well, I mean, like I said, it was a perfect story. I'm not trying to justify it, but attack is a bit of a strong word. You know, I went pretty light on him in my estimation.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't swing.
No, I know, but he's like I said, I'm not trying to justify what I did, but I think it's a little over the top.
Drunk or something?
Pardon?
Were you drunk? Like how?
No,
like how?
no. I was just sleep deprived and irritable.
Okay. Yeah.
And again, which isn't a justification, but it's an explanation.
That's to get you in trouble at some point, man.
I know it's not worth. I know. I regretted it, but I mean, I'm human too, and again, I'm not justifying it. I'm explaining it. But I didn't hurt him. I didn't harm him. I did not harm him, and I didn't harm anything other than his fragile little ego.
Yeah, but you still, as a grown adult, put your hands on a minor who didn't throw first at a hockey game.
No, I agree. You're right.
That's really bizarre behavior, man.
I know. Again, I'm not justifying it, and I probably just. I have a habit of opening my mouth where I probably should just keep it shut. Sometimes. Like, even though I'm just to help, I'm trying to validate the kid. I probably would have just been better not commenting at all. Anyways, that's the story.
What the fuck is Adam doing? Adam, ask a question. God damn it.
It's been 5 minutes, and Adam's. Well, no, it's only you. Adam left because it just says only you're in this chat now. So Adam left. Anyways.
So my state, because we had a problem with street fighting, and it's just it's a bunch of white people. It's a very homogenous state. So those people tend to, when there's not the social issues like involving gangs and like just like the normal it's just a bunch of dumb white people fucking basically like they end up fighting all the time. And so they actually had to pass a law to prevent any sort of street fighting. So like even just hitting someone now, like essentially we always used to fight. Like, when I was in my 20s, it was common. But now like even just throwing a punch is like technically jailable. Like it's considered like an assault with
I mean I think they actually, it's funny, they did call the cops on me, and the cop said I might get charged with assault if the buddy showed up, but the buddy never showed back up.
Yeah. How old are you?
42. I'll be 43 in April the 18th of this month.
Huh. What do you do for work?
I work for a temp agency. I write, I do apologetics, and I teach self-defense on the side.
Were you raised as, you don't, I mean, for how you came off online, you don't seem that overtly Christian or that overtly about.
Well, like I said, I'm not justifying, but I have my moments, and sometimes I get.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But I mean, you're not preachy.
No, sometimes I'm not. I mean, I think we preach more with our actions than our words.
I mean, your Twitter personality is quite preachy.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think of myself
like
as
presenting
preaching.
yourself as like a Protestant or
Well,
warrior against Catholic, the
I
Catholic
think I think well, I'm just a Bible believing follower of Jesus. That's all I try to be. Do I live up to it perfectly? Of course not even close to close. And I can't justify a lot of the things I say and do, especially in terms of my faith. But again, I'm not trying to justify everything I do. In fact, a lot of times I think I suck a lot of things I say and do, and I give into. I let my emotions get the best. I let my emotions get the best of me more than I'd like them to. But I'm working on it.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm not religious, but like I do know that there's like ethno religions, and like even as a little boy, even when I was raised sort of Christian, but I mean at a very early age, I kind of broke away from that because like one of the main things that really did it for me was Christianity's not that old, and so there's a lot of people before Christianity. So I always had that problem. It's like, well, what happened to all the people before that? Like, how could they have gone to heaven? And it's like, well, they just screwed. Like, anyways, my thing was, when I first found out about like the Nordic God, like I knew that was, my family. I'm all Scandinavian, and I don't know. I've always thought, I'm not like I don't worship anything, but I know that like in my time of need, I think of Thor and like I think of Odin, and like those things resonate with me. Not like it's not like a practicing religion, but they mean something in a spiritual sense to me. Like, I don't know what that means necessarily, but like I know that.
Oh, someone else is
in
the chat, but I don't know who. But we'll see. Hopefully, someone comments.
Yeah, but I mean, I knew from like young age, like it was like definitely something. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just think like kids are acting the way they are because like there's no work ethic, there's no social responsibility, there's no educational responsibility.
What?
There's no. I mean, I'm talking about. So I'm sorry. I kind of got off on a bit of a tangent there. I was talking about like the situation with the kid. I think I was just talking about kids in general. I think they're just being failed by everyone in their lives, and they're end up like hostile and aggressive and agitated because they don't know up from down, left from right.
Huh. I don't know. I ran a restaurant for 17 years. I've probably employed about 1,500 people through the course of it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw no difference by the generations. In fact, the older generation I felt worked a little less. The young, granted, my city is a bit of an outlier because it's very expensive and it's right next to ski resorts, and so the kids generally here have to really work their asses off to be able to afford snowboards, skis, and to be able to go up to the mountains. So like, there's generally this crazy good work ethic here. I don't know. Really, no, I would say the kids always impress me. I mean, there's always people that don't, but overall, no issues. I've always taken offense to that almost, like, because sometimes you get boomers and stuff knocking on the kids and stuff, and I'd always correct them because it's like, man, I got 40 kids working for me, and this is back in the day. I don't still run the restaurant, but I was always like, I got kids that will pull they just pull them bootstraps up and like they'll throw down harder than your generation, or not your generation, the generation like the boomers, 50s and whatnot. They'll never do anything outside of it's like, nope, I'm off. It's like the little kids I always ask, like, man, can you stay a couple of hours or something? They always seemed okay. They were happy. They were happy to work.
Yeah, for sure.
And also that's a demographic thing because I think a lot of people that were a little older in age feel kind of downtrodden that they're still working in a restaurant. Granted, wages are high here, but still, so is cost of living.
What are the wages, if you don't mind me asking?
Like no one hires for anything less than like $20 an hour.
That's really good. And the exchange rate is about, I think, 72. So that'd be like 23. Yeah, that'd be like about 23 to 24 an hour Canadian.
Yeah, but it's still pretty. I mean, so like it's still hard to like an apartment usually costs around $1,800, $2,000.
Oh yeah, that was going to my next question is cost of living. What is so your average run of the mill apartment is $1,800 a month?
That would be really hard to find. I'd say probably 2,000.
So 2,000 would get you like a decent apartment. Like we're talking 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom.
No, like a studio, 1 bedroom, like something shitty.
Okay, so say if you want something, say a 1 bedroom part apartment, but it's like say spacious, so like 2,500, 3,000.
Yeah, about 2,500, 24, 25. Yeah.
Okay, so because right now I am my rent is about 1,400 a month Canadian, which is about 1,100 ish a month US.
Yeah, but I'm kind of in a weird position because our city's huge per city, really good economy, but it's drawing in a ton of people, and construction is not keeping up with it. So housing prices are kind of like high.
Okay.
And
Okay, what state are you from, bud?
I don't want to say locations, but
No, state, like the whole state. It's up to you.
it's in Cascadia, Pacific Northwest.
Pardon?
I'm in Cascadia, Pacific Northwest.
Okay. Yep.
Um,
Right on.
but
Northwest. So
yeah,
you're in a PST, right?
what's that?
You're in Pacific Standard Time.
Oh yeah.
Western Coast. Yeah, I got family out in British Columbia.
Yeah, I love British Columbia. I go up there quite a bit.
British Columbia is a beautiful province.
Yeah. Well, they're with us. Cascadia.
Yeah.
We're gonna break away. I'm just joking. But no, I mean that's kind of the issue. The wages are high, and the neighboring states are relatively low because there's a big
So
divide.
right now it's 4:31 p.m. where you are.
That's correct.
Okay. 7:31 where I am.
Yes, I know. So essentially the interior states are all generally Republican, which they usually have a lower minimum wage. We have a lower minimum wage too. Well, we have a high minimum wage, but our minimum wage is like $14, but no one's high. Like the effective minimum wage here is 20.
So is it more conservative than liberal in your area?
It's moderate. Like it leans.
Moderate's good. I think moderate's good.
It's about 55, 45. I'd say for most of its history, this area has been very deeply conservative, but due to like the huge influx of wealthy folks from it's become so expensive.
But it's not run by like say Ben Shapiro, for Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens.
and the Pacific Northwest is different than the rest of the United States. Conservatives here and liberals here kind of fit a different definition. Like we have different laws. We're kind of the most different states in the Union.
Politically, people have a hard time pigeonholing me. Like people assume that I'm a hardcore conservative because I'm a Christian, but politically, it's not the same. For me, like, do I have conservative values? Yes. And am I politically conservative across the board? No.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. I've lived in Europe a couple times, and I don't know. I've traveled around the world too much to be an American conservative. There's I'm a traditionalist. I'm prude. I believe in traditional values and such, but fuck Trump.
I'm not a big fan of Trump. I can't stand him.
Fucking Christ, he's a national embarrassment. But
I still think, politically, I think he's better than whatever's going on there right now.
Oh hell no, hell no, not economically, not politically. Like it's both of our farce. The Republicans are controlled by the billionaires, like the elites, and then like also a lot of oil and gas money coming in from Russia. So it's essentially a compromised party that's no longer representing the United States. But on the other hand, the Democrats are also controlled by big corporations, mostly insurance companies, but powerful northeastern companies. But they're American companies, so it's like it's a choice. Do you want to be run by Russian and the international oil and gas, or do you want to be run by Americans? And neither are great, but at least one of them isn't what I consider traitors, because I mean that whole Washington D.C. bullshit I will never forgive. Like I will always consider that treason. And I don't know.
Yeah,
I personally think the whole MAGA thing is just treason.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I'm fucking from country, man. Like, my sister's married to a fucking cattle rancher. I hunt, I
Okay.
fish. Like, I just don't. They're not my people, man. It's different out here. We're just different people than
Rory, what the hell is that? The Silatai. What the hell is a Silatai? He says hi. Hi, Rory. Do you have anything you have to say?
Facility? I don't know ask him what the hell that means.
No, yeah, what the hell? I did. I said, what the hell is a Silatai? Silhetai. Whatever. I may be mispronouncing it, but yeah, what the hell is that?
It's got to be something from like fantasy.
It's got to
or
be. Yeah.
some sort of video game or something.
I don't know, man. I don't play video games.
Me neither. I did back in college. I used to play.
Are you Guy Christian? Do you,
Huh?
Can we speak in like actual? Is English your second language? I'm gonna guess yes. Okay, I'll make this very simple for you, Rory. I'm a Christian, and I'll let Bud say whatever he believes for himself.
Italiano, yo hablo español y un explica Deutsch. So,
Bangladesh. Are you Guy Christian? Are you guys Christian? That's how you say it. You're
okay,
saying yes. That's what he meant. Because I worked with people who speak English as a second language for many years, so I get what he's trying to say.
I taught English in Europe for a little while, and I speak a couple languages.
Oh yeah, what other languages do you speak?
Just Spanish and German.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, I lived in Germany for a while, and my Spanish is not great because I lived there in high school, which is a long time ago now.
You live in Spain?
No, I lived in southern Mexico.
Oh, that's cool. And how long did you live in Germany?
Really it was really only 6 months. Well, initially it was only supposed to be a couple months, but I was having so much fun, and I got a lease extension on an apartment, so I stayed.
Yeah. How long ago was that you lived in Germany?
2005, but I go back every couple of years.
Okay. The city in Bangladesh. Oh, Silhetai. It's a city in Bangladesh. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
So he's from Bangladesh.
You mean East Pakistan?
No, it's not.
I'm joking.
Okay. Sorry, sometimes nuance is lost on me. So since I don't know, since I'm not going to presume anything. Why don't you tell me, what do you believe in terms of ideology? Were you an agnostic, atheist, Darwinist?
Who are you asking, me or Rory?
You.
Me? I believe that the only true religion is science. That everything else is essentially mythology, which is fine, but it's really has no place in the modern era.
I gotta bring this up. This is a good question. Robert, why do you fight atheism? Why do you find atheism being worthy of opposed? We don't seem to fight against Hindus or Islamists. Well, I have mentioned this kind of thing before, but for me personally, it's not that I don't find Hindus or Islamists being worthy of opposition. It's just that I find atheism. Hinduism and Islam and Hinduism, first of all, are far more plausible than atheism. So that's why I find myself attacking atheism harder. No, I'm not saying that Hinduism and Islam are right and Islam isn't, or vice versa. They're all three of them are wrong. But I find atheism is so incredibly absurd in my mind that I find myself almost like it's almost like my brain just has to attack it, wants to attack it. I don't know. You can make it that way you will. But I have actually done videos. I do have a couple of videos on my YouTube channel against Islam. Hinduism. I've just never been really interested in studying. I have spoken more so in person against Hinduism a little bit, but more so, and I have spoken against Islam online. I do have. If you look at my YouTube channel, I do have a video that speaks against Islam, and I have spoken against Hinduism a little bit online, but mostly in person. Just remember, people, what you see online is only a fraction of who the person is in totality. And then I'll leave it at that.
I'm cutting in here. Don't be against anything, man. Like, who are you to be against anything? First of all, Hinduism is thousands of years older than Christianity.
You're you're opposing what I'm opposing, and not even realizing that you're being oppositional in your opposition.
No.
You're
Who's attacking,
using
who's attacking
circular reasoning. You're being circular.
Who's attacking your religion? You're acting like you're under assault.
A lot of people attack my religion. Muslims do, atheists do, Catholics do, Hindus do, Muslims. The list is a mile long, man.
You just went on a diatribe to this person about how you're opposed Islam and Hinduism.
The religions, yeah, I do oppose. I oppose the ideologies behind those religions. Yes.
Islam, which is based on the same Old Testament that you read, and Judaism is the root of both of your religions. You're all
I've never even mentioned Judaism.
Right, but Judaism is the source of both your religions. Your prophet is Jesus. There's Muhammad. Your religion has the least validity because it was actually taken over by the Christians, and Constantine rewrote the book. The Romans did all their, Christianity is not what it used to be.
Constantine rewrote the book.
Do you think that what you read now is the same that they read in Jerusalem?
Well, of course. Well, when we're talking about different languages, so of course
when it became the state religion of Rome, it used to be an obscure, rather peaceful religion from basically a small sect of folks and it spread through the slaves of Rome, and then it became, because of a sign over a battle, which Constantine decided that he would absorb it into the Roman state. Do you think he did that without caveats? Do you think they didn't change a lot of things? Because they did. That was not some just goodwill gesture that, we are now Christian because we've seen the Lord. No, it was done as a political move to use a state religion to get power, because and not only that, it wasn't just a thing that just happened quickly.
Do you know what year you're talking about here?
I wish, because now we're on the phone, I can't look at it. But there's a battle. I forget the name of the battle. You can look it up if you're on a computer. When Rome absorbed Christianity into as the state religion of the empire, it was due to the fact that essentially there was another general was trying to cross a river, and this is in northern Italy. It's actually Roman against Roman, and essentially Constantine was told by a Christian that if he put the fish, the old fish, I think it's called the Cairo, or what is it called? It's a Cairo. I think it's not the cross. The cross wasn't adopted until much later. It was the Cairo. It's like that fish symbol. If you put that on your shields, then you'll win the day. And they won. So just because of that, and back then you have to understand, people are like, oh, it was a sign of God. No, people were so superstitious back then. They were like, well, shit, I mean, I don't want to, might as well. We don't want to, it worked this time. Let's keep doing it. But it's not like it's not like the Roman Empire just immediately became Christian. What they did is the state took over the religion, looked at the book, they did not just let a bunch of Levantine slaves dictate to them what the state religion was going to be. Trust me, the book from what they got in Bethlehem and in Jerusalem was not the same as once it got to Rome, and it's certainly not the same as when it got to you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's just the way it is. I mean, the
I did ask you a question that you haven't answered yet, which is, do you know what year that Constantine basically politicized Rome and made it the state religion?
I would look. I mean, can I get out of this and look it up? Because I think when I get out of it, it closes me out.
Okay.
Or can I?
Yeah, well, you could.
I don't remember. Do you have a laptop or something in front of you?
I got a laptop. I'm using a laptop right now.
Okay.
What are you using?
Look up Constantine's adoption of Christianity.
Okay.
And you'll find what you want to find is there's something about what happened. I forget the name of the river. God damn it! What was the river? It's really famous. It's really embarrassing that I forget this because it's a really famous. I mean, it's obviously a really famous battle. This is when Christianity became a mainstream religion. This was the moment Christianity became the big dog, because basically it became the Roman religion.
So according to Google, here, I can actually make this easier for you. let's see here. I have screen sharing.
Nice. What's interesting is a few years later, about 100 years later, there's really bad earthquakes, and so there was
You can see this, right? You can see the screen. I'm sharing.
Yeah, it's hard, but yeah, I think it says
So-
3. Is that 313?
313 Common Era, which is like about
I
300
can't-
years.
Words. What's the name of the river?
Through the Edict of Milan, the river. What, you want a river?
Yeah, because it all happened at a battle, essentially a river crossing.
Okay. Let me think here. Let me okay. What river was used?
Yeah, I mean, we're a couple hundred years after, essentially, when Jesus lived, and I think who knows if Jesus lived or not. But
There it is.
There's no what was that?
Tiber River.
Oh, the Tiber. Oh, no, the Tiber's in Rome.
That's yes. I do see self-defense on my channel. Yeah.
What was the battle? The battle where Constantine put the shield, the Chiron shield.
It says Maxentius cut off all bridges into the city, but civil unrest only grew with Constantine's looming siege. Maxentius thus decided to take the battle into his enemy. On October 828, his men built a pontoon bridge across the Tiber River.
That's okay. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So it was really close to the city then.
Yeah, it must.
I thought it was. I'm sorry. I thought it was
Verona.
much further north.
It said it happened in Verona.
Okay. Yeah.
According to Britannia.
Okay. Well, I don't know exactly where Verona is in reference to Rome, but it's not in Rome per se. But it's definitely Rome is not that. The space between the sea and the mountains is not that big. So the Tiber is coming out of the mountains. It flows through Rome.
Anyways,
so it's presumably within 20 miles.
Suffice to say, it would be so around 300 AD is when Constantine made Christianity the state religion of Rome.
Right,
and it was also to do with he wanted to synchronize it with other pagan deities and holidays and festivals in Rome at that time. So he basically wanted everyone to just play nice in the sandbox, so to speak.
Well, that's where we get Christmas. Like originally, Christmas was actually Saturnalia.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
so
and,
here's my contention. What Constantine did with Christianity was basically twisted it for his own political gain. I think
that was my.
and I was agreeing with that. But the thing is, Constantine didn't write the Bible. He didn't rewrite the Bible.
My assertion, which I have no proof of, but I think very logical. Debate it if you want, but that's probably the point. My assertion is that do you really think that this empire was just going to take and not look at it and change things? Because we've lost chapters, we lost books. Like they didn't, and they diminished. That they raised. First of all, Magdalene. She was a much more. There's theories that she was a bigger figure before. They turned her into kind of diminished her character because the patriarchy was, an issue at that point in Rome. And there's just a lot of stuff like that because they needed to establish. So in Rome, the Roman religion was essentially called the cult of Jupiter and the cult of the emperor. And essentially Jupiter represented, Rome, and like the emperor. And so you had to have that established the hierarchy where at the top is, is the emperor. But ultimately that's a patriarchal kind of like hierarchy. Now, the interesting thing is Christianity was almost destroyed because a brief period, a little bit after this, I don't know how long, I think it was about 100 years later, there was a terrible series of earthquakes. In fact, a lot of them, it raised a lot of the islands in the Mediterranean about a bit. So a lot of the harbors, it's really weird when you get the Roman harbors of the era are actually up on dry land now. It's like, wow, how did that work out? Well, because there was an upshift on the continental plate. It basically killed. It just destroyed every city, and everyone thought it was because they had abandoned the Roman gods. So there was like this weird period where it's like it's one of those things that it's like it's it's kind of a cool story where the Christianity definitely got challenged because it survived obviously and eventually became like the leading religion, but like there was a period where they call it the I think it's like the pagan revival period or something like that, where like essentially like a lot of people thought that it was their they had caused this through the angering of the gods. It like, and more importantly, people didn't just all become Christian. So like it was really only Constantine and like slowly over time, like it slowly spread throughout the empire. It's not like, and it was kind of looked down on, especially by the upper class, because it was like, well, this is a religion of some slaves and stuff. Like, what are we doing here, crazy emperor? And the emperor did it because a Christian had told him to put the Christian symbol on his shield, and he won a battle, and he was like, I mean, it worked that time, might as well go with it. And it all worked out for Christianity. But like everyone has this notion that it was like this magical moment where like Rome became Christian. No, it was a period. It took time. And I feel that's why like history's always more interesting. Like we always have this like people are always like, oh, wave a wand and such, but no, actually the real story is actually almost more interesting. I always feel.
Right.
But like, I mean, a similar situation happened with like the like up in like Scandinavia, because like as they spread Christianity, it's not like people just converted in mass. In fact, there's a really interesting Bible that I forget the name of it, but it was for Wessex or Northumbria, one of the Viking Danelaw kingdoms, which was in the middle of England at the time. Essentially, to make it more palatable, they changed the entire Bible into like Viking talk. It's hilarious. It's great actually. Like the heavens, like the great mead hall, and like God switched to All Father, and like they kind of like it is the same book, but it's really clever actually, very cleverly done, because the monks were the only people who were literate at the time. Wrote it in first of all, they wrote it in runes, but they also wrote it in they changed the wording to like make it more palatable to locals, and I always thought that was kind of cool. And they have a copy of it too. I forget the name of it, but there is a copy of it, and it's really interesting. If you read it, it's kind of funny though. But no, I mean, so that's my whole thing is that like it's like it's really hard to be learned. It's hard to know history well, or to just be educated and to accept like for instance, most of the Christians I know who are very devout follow it by the book, and it's like, you guys, like, come on, like that's just like, there's no way, like, we know this is wrong. Like, first of all, the dating's way off. Second of all, like, it's there are things that are true, and it's like, we can back your stories. You just need to like get away from the orthodoxy of like, this is how that happened. You got to understand there's a little wiggle room.
There's wiggle room in every single religion in the world you got the planet, brother.
Right. But a lot of Christians, unfortunately, have like this idea that by the book. It's like,
well, I mean, I get every once in a while some legalistic moron will like tell me that I'm, because like it, like like there's like there are people who are on a spectrum in any ideology, and I swear to God, like some guy on the spectrum was just went off on me because like I didn't agree with him, because I challenged something he said, and because I challenged him, he thought I was like, so you're Satan is proud of you. I'm like, what the hell? Satan is proud of me because I opposed something you said? What the hell kind of rhetoric is this? Like, it just boggles my mind how people think sometimes, man.
Well, how old do you think the world is?
My guess is 10,000-ish years old.
But really,
do
you know how? Really? Do you know how much that discredits you as like an intellectual?
In your mind, not in
no. In every educated person's mind, there is
not. Do you want to put that to the test? Every educated
There is just
Mind will agree disagree with me on that.
ludicrous. It is ludicrous for an adult who's gone to school.
I asked you Bud. I asked you a simple question. Do
I'm
you want me to
standing
put
on
you?
ground that's older than what you just claimed, and I'm in one
Okay.
of the youngest pieces of the earth there is.
Okay, Bud, you got to listen when I'm talking because you talk a lot, but you're horrible at listening.
Well, because you just said the world's 10,000 years old, which is kind of like rules out.
That's
you can't
irrelevant.
help
That's
me much.
irrelevant. That's irrelevant. Your listening skills are besides the point. What I just said.
Well.
No,
I mean,
Bud.
that's
I'm going to say something.
People
Now.
should
I'm going to
listen to
talk.
someone.
I let you talk for a long time without interruption. Now, I would like you to respect and reciprocate.
Then say something instead of doing your little introduction here.
Well, if you just let me talk without interruption, I'd be done by now.
Go.
Okay, so you said every intellectual. I said, would you like to put it to the test that every intellectual person will agree with you and not me at all? You said every.
Anyone
Would you like to
who's
put it to
any sort of an adult human being with a brain knows that it's 10,000 years
yeah, an adult human being. Yeah, would you like to put that to the test?
Absolutely not, because that's a subjective test. And how are you going to fucking measure that? I have never met an educated
there are
person.
people on Twitter that will destroy you with this.
No, if anyone thinks the world's 10,000 years old, they're immediately not valid people of opinion. They're essentially warped minds. It's like a child. Like, it's like, come on, man. So you think there's dragons? It's like, at some point, you have to draw the line.
I don't.
It's like it's found out. No, hold on.
How do we go from dragons?
There's no reason for us to even consider that an option because it's not true. It's hocus pocus and it's stupid. So like it's like saying, "Can I fly?"
That's an argument for incredulity, but that's an argument from incredulity. You just
no, it is not an argument. It is the proof. It's fact. We know damn well that the world is older than 10,000 years. The world is 4.5 billion years old at the least.
I just said it was older than 6,000 years, so I don't know.
You said 10,000 years old.
Yeah, that's older than 6,000, is it not?
Yeah, but the world's 4.5 billion years old, and I'm standing on 150,000-year-old dirt, and I'm in one of the youngest places on the planet. Where you are, you're in Toronto, right?
Hamilton, 1 hour west of Toronto.
Okay, so where you are, that area is probably around 1 billion to 2 billion years old dirt, or not dirt, but rock underneath your dirt.
Mm.
And it is not debatable. This is the type of thing where it's like, can we survive without water? No, that type of fact. It is elemental. It is just proven. And that's the frustration I have with Christians is you can't say hocus pocus stuff like that and people won't take you seriously. Because if we're gonna, if your religion is gonna last, your religion. Your religion is already fake. Your religion is fading in every.
Wait! Stop! Here's the difference between you and me. I'm not concerned. I'm not entirely concerned. Entirely being the operative word with how people perceive me.
You're okay with people thinking you're irrelevant? Don't you want to be part of the discourse? Okay. Don't you want your opinion to be respected? Don't you want to help spread like your religion and not have it? Don't you want to not be mocked?
I'm okay with my position. I don't need people to validate me.
Listen to me. In every major country that is Christian or has Christians as a major religion, the religion is losing followers.
Yeah.
Part of it is because people like you, if you're not able to adapt and keep the religion alive, it's eventually going to go away. My state we're in the United States of America. My state is 73% declaring agnostic and atheist. 10 years ago, it was like 60%. Every 10 years, it's dropping. And it's because people just know that it's just not valid. You can't, it should be. You could adapt and you could, it's assuming that this book that was, first of all, how are we to expect these people knew how old the world was? They were farmers. They were, they didn't know how old the damn world was. Like, we do because we have science. We can actually measure the age, and it's not even, you don't even have to. It's just wild. Like, it's just so wild to me. Like, and this is where I've always ran into trouble with Christians. Is it's like, this is what's going to kill your religion, is the fact that you will say things that are so nonsensical that even children will. That's what got me out of it when I was a little kid. I knew as a kid that was wrong, and it takes a certain level, like a leap of faith that I cannot comprehend, to defy logic and defy science so far that you could live in a world where you think the world's 10,000 years old. It, you know? I mean, for instance, humanity, the human race, we know it's like we became modern. Like, North America was the last place to be inhabited, and we now think it was inhabited about 25,000 years ago by Homo sapiens. We have shoes. We have shoes in my state. They found one of the oldest pair of shoes in North America. They're 15,000. 10,000 years ago, there were towns. It's just, you know.
Okay, I get straight with this. This is just stupid. I don't have a photo. I don't have a transgender shirt, and I can't stand Trump. So, Adam, you're just an idiot. Sorry, bud. You got 2 strikes. If you say one, no, it's not true. It's not true. There's a problem with social media. People think they see one thing that is true.
What is even the point of that?
Wait a second. Kate, you got to stop speaking for a second. This comment right here is so stupid and ignorant and dishonest. I can't even. It's so mind-bogglingly stupid and ignorant that I don't have words for it. Other than that, it's just stupid and dishonest and ignorant.
Who cares then?
Yeah, that's true.
Funny.
I didn't silence Bud. Bud's his own man. He doesn't have to listen to me. I just stopped silencing him. I'm just trying to say something.
Nobody listens with serious ears to someone who thinks the world's 10,000 years. I'm sorry.
Bud's his own man.
Validates opinion on, you know.
I agree. I do think Bud has a lot of good opinions, actually. Bud not getting enough respect. Bud, are you not getting enough respect?
I do not need the respect of someone who thinks the world's 10,000 years old. I already think that you're.
That wasn't my question, but
you're in need of my teaching, my son.
But
you already are so far below me in terms of like knowledge of the world that like you should listen to me.
But you shouldn't listen to anything I have to say.
I'm not going to listen to anything you say about the world being 10,000 years old because no adult would.
But that's
you can tell that to a 5-year-old. You can tell that to a 5-year-old, but that's rude.
But that wasn't my question. You missed the last part of it.
What did I? No, I didn't. I will listen to what you say, but I'm not going to listen to you about anything about geology.
Now we're on the stage. That's what I was alluding to. So you picked up the nuance the second time.
So listening to you about history is ruled out because you clearly don't know shit about that, and geology ruled out. We can talk about scripture because you probably know about that, but other than that, I would doubt that you know anything more than me. Sorry.
You doubt that I know any what?
In terms of history and geology, your opinion is already ruled out. I'm sorry. You've been validated.
Okay, whatever.
And no offense, but you should be.
None taken. I'm not. I'm not.
Know better. You should know better. It's 2024.
Okay, but chill. You're getting a little excited.
I'm shocked.
That's okay.
I'm trying not to be mean. Like I want to laugh, but that would be.
Rob, his minors. Bud, can you confirm hits? No, I didn't hit him. Yeah, no, I did not hit a minor. That is true. I did not hit him. I've never hit him. I did not hit a minor. I've never hit a minor. I'm not going to repeat things just because people weren't listening earlier in the stream. If they want it, they can see it at another point. But I'm not interested and that stuff. If people want to engage what we're talking about, that'd be better. I've never advocated this. Hey, Adam, that's your second half strike. If you ask one more stupid question like this, you're
Fuck no,
blocked.
dude. Adam's a G. I like Adam.
You can watch it later, John. This is just stupid. Okay, Adam, you got one. You ask one more stupid question like this, and you're gone. Oh, there's some bromance going on, Bud. This is for you from Adam. A little bit of bromance, which, by the way, is not homosexual. It's just two guys loving each other like friends. That's all.
Yeah.
I agree. Oh, sorry. I agree. They shouldn't be, and I've never said they should be. Robbie told. This is just. You just told me you studied Afro-lesbian gender studies. No, this is so dumb. Okay, that's strike one for you, Jeremy.
Well, it's funny because seems like all the pedos that get busted in the U.S. all turn out to be pastors. So it's like, huh? Maybe we need to look into this guy. I don't know. Adam might be onto something.
Okay, that's it. He got warned. Now he's gone. Adam's been blocked. He was warned. He was warned, so he can't say he wasn't warned.
Anyways, I'm out of here too. It's been a pleasure, but
Yeah.
not really gonna gain much talking to you, bud. I don't
You know
understand. What's that?
You said something. You didn't something about talking to me.
Just disinterested now.
Okay. Disinterested? Okay.
Yeah, just I don't know. Have a good one.
You too. All right. Wait a second.